Why do rappers talk about getting back so much? It's more than just a catchy phrase. It's a foundational, unwritten rule that shapes beats, lyrics, and even the city's unique sound. We're about to pull back the curtain to this deeply ingrained street-level reciprocity, revealing its origins and how it profoundly impacts every artist's narrative. Forget everything you think about Canadian rap beefs. The get back mentality isn't just about retaliation. It's a complex, deeply rooted code that dictates how artists interact, how disputes get handled, and why certain lyrical jabs hit harder than others. Some people think Toronto rap beefs are just random disses, but then they learn about the get back. It's a system of street-level reciprocity that impacts everything from an artist's longevity to the very sound of their music. One of the best examples of this get-back mentality is the recent passing of a rapper from outside of Toronto, BC rapper Certi2x.
Vancouver International Airport is a very public place, but that didn't stop the guns from coming out on Sunday afternoon.
Go through your whip and hit you and your mans, yeah?
Violence escalates in the Lower Mainland as homicide investigators look into 3 separate killings in under a week.
Before the house was burned is now being circulated online, with some people believing that this hit was carried out by professional Canadian hitmen.
It has turned deadly, and foul play is suspected, with homicide investigators now taking over the case. The fire started at around 7 a.m. Monday morning.
Certi2x was born Nassim Ali Saleh Mohammed in 1998. He was born in Somalia and immigrated to British Columbia, Canada with his parents and his brother as Somali nationals. Growing up in a 2-parent household in the Lower Mainland area of Vancouver, you would think that Nassim would grow up differently. However, the greater Vancouver area is heavily run by gangs that were born from immigrants who moved to Canada from multiple countries. Gangs like the Kang crime group were made up of predominantly members from the South Asian community. The UN or United Nations gang consists of members from multiple cultures, hence the name. Notorious gangsters like Bindi Johal helped to set the trend in the 90s of gangsters moving from Punjabi, India to BC, going to school and simultaneously joining the underworld.
Just want these guys to know you got another thing coming, bitch. I'm still around.
Many have followed in his footsteps, and sometimes the streets spilling into the rap game with artists like Sidhu Moosewala, who also moved from India as a student, became a famous rapper, then lost his life to gun violence. For Nassim, he followed in the footsteps of his older brother, Sameh Ali Muhammad, who was already in the streets, and by his teens, Nassim followed along, eventually joining the Brothers Keepers gang. The Brothers Keepers have a notorious, well-documented history of murder, extortion, and trafficking that spans decades, with their main rivals being the Red Scorpions, United Nations or UN gang, Wolfpack, Kang crime group, Hells Angels, and more. Needless to say, they got a lot of ops. This would be a breeding ground for Nassim to grow his street cred and affiliation that would span all the way to Toronto. Affiliations with Blue Feather Records, aka BFR, and collaborations with Pressa and YG helped to put him on my radar, as well as a lot of other Toronto rap fans. However, all that street cred and affiliation didn't come with its share of circumstances. As a member of the Brothers Keepers, it was said that Nassim, or Certi2x, or Lil Man at this point, was a hitter for the team. The name Lil Man came from his short stature, standing at 5 feet 5 inches tall. Lil Man fit right in. Along with his childhood friend T-Sav, it is rumored that Lil Man is responsible for 7 bodies. In some comments on Instagrams, some users say up to 15 hats. But it would be 2019 when Certi2x was charged with unlawful confinement, assault, pointing a firearm, uttering death threats, theft, and robbery. Certi was released on bail and ordered to stay on curfew in his parents' Surrey home. Weeks later, he evaded police during a curfew check and went on what would end up being a 2-year run. Certi2x moved back and forth across the country, committing multiple armed robberies and possibly a couple of murders from Vancouver to Toronto. January 6, 2021 saw the murder of a major player in the greater Vancouver underworld with the murder of Kang crime group co-founder Gary Kang. Gary was found dead in his parents' Surrey home after a 5 a.m. report of gunshot.
He escaped death once before, but his criminal life finally caught up with him. 24-year-old Gary Kang was shot at just after 5 a.m. in his Morgan Heights home in Surrey, while family members were inside. He later died in hospital. No one else was hurt. Police believe his death is linked to the ongoing Lower Mainland gang conflict.
Now, it's much too early to comment with respect to motive behind the shooting, but given what we know of Gary Kang's history with gang activity, we have reached out and we are engaged with our partners from CFSUBC as well as SCET the Surrey Gang Enforcement Team, and others.
40 minutes later, a car fire was reported in Langley at 229th Street and 78 A Avenue. It's too early to say if the two are connected. Back in October 2017, Gary Kang was wounded in a targeted hit that left his 27-year-old brother Randy dead. Gary Kang was also one of 14 people charged back in 2018 after a Vancouver police-led investigation called Project Territory. Police seized 93 firearms, a bomb made from a pressure cooker, drugs, and $2 million in jewelry, cash, and collector cars.
This would set off multiple posts of Certi2x mocking Gary's death and even flashing a gun in a video.
Bitch niggas, don't ain't coming. Fuck Bebo, fuck all you bitch niggas. I will smoke you myself. Y'all pussies. Y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know shit.
Shortly after this, Certi2x would try to enter the United States. January 23, 2021, he was caught with 3 other men after crossing the border into Montana. He told the U.S. authorities that he was an American by the name of Bati Ahmed and lived in Montana, although he had no identification on him. They checked his fingerprints in their database but found no matches, so they let him go. The news of this spread with the help of his own social media, and it earned him the name the Finesse King. But he was about to pull an even bigger finesse in America. During his time on the run, Certi2x made multiple posts on social media taunting his ops. He also decided to start uploading some music that he had previously recorded. January 2nd, 2021, the track Demons was uploaded to the BFR Crew's Wallat SoundCloud page, featuring the previously mentioned T-Sav and Toronto rapper YG35. The song Stupid featuring Blue Feather artist Jay Neat was also uploaded the same day. He also managed to upload some YouTube videos, including his solo track, Shirt Music, which was uploaded to his own YouTube channel in February of 2022.
Trap doing real clockwork, 30 Glock, and we got 30 birds. When my gun shoot like a curse, your whole gang whipped out.
During that 2-year run, Certi2x spread havoc from state to state and any city that he would go to in the US. Multiple people got robbed, famous rappers got guns waved in their face, and even some of his own people couldn't control the live wire. In April of 2021, Certi2x made his way to Seattle, where he decided to rob 2 people's chains in the Empire Hookah lounge. While he was holding the victims at gunpoint with his Glock, he saw a patron in the lounge with the phone in their hand. Certi immediately demanded the phone, but he was too late as the authorities were already contacted, leading to a hostage situation. In one last finesse attempt, Certi2x released the hostages and pretended to be one of the hostages being released. When police started questioning the released hostages, one quickly identified Certi2x as the actual assailant, and he was immediately taken into custody. While in custody, all of his prior finesses and charges were brought up, leading him to be held on a $75,000 bail. In September of 2021, during his time in custody, he also received more bad news with the slaying of his brother, Sameh Ali Muhammad. Sameh was actually killed in Brampton, Ontario, where he was said to be hiding from gang-related problems happening in BC. Certi ended up pleading guilty to the armed robbery at the Hookah Lounge and spent 3 years or 41 months in a state prison, facing extradition to Canada after his release in August of 2024. However, being the finesse king, he found a way to avoid Canada and fled to Dubai to live for several months. Always active on social media, he continued to document his lavish lifestyle. In early 2025, he announced via his social media that he was back in Canada while still evading Canadian law enforcement. Coincidentally, in March of 2025, there was a murder in Rexdale of a man named Awais Ishmael Awais, aka Pman, who was shot dead while walking to his townhouse.
Police have identified the victim of our city's latest murder as 23-year-old Awais Ismail Awais. The victim's sister tells me he was just walking to this parking lot from his townhouse right behind me when he was shot and killed.
He was the best brother ever, he was amazing, and I can't believe he was taken away this way.
Awais Ismail Awais' sister does not want to show her face on camera. Understandably grief-stricken, the family is getting support from their community after the 23-year-old was gunned down in a hail of bullets right outside the townhouse where he lived with his family on Martin Grove, south of Albion Road.
He was on his way to pick up my cousin. He got shot over there.
Just walking to his car.
My car over there.
And I heard 5-6 bullets, and then we don't know what happened.
Pman was a close friend of the new generation Rexdale rapper Haji Basto, and he and his crew showed an outpouring of love to their fallen brethren. On the other side, hate spewed as BFR members taunted Pman's passing, and Certi2x was going extra hard with the disrespect. In June of 2025, after Toronto rapper's Top 5's infamous video of him going through Canada's Wonderland went viral, drama ensued.
Biggest streamer, and I'm just a young boy, I'm a young boy,
Yo, you breaking the stream crazy right now. Yo, what is it?
the rat's chain. I don't know how I got it, academics.
The 55-minute live stream was full of disrespect with the recent robbing of downtown Toronto rapper K-Money's chain as it was flaunted and put onto kids' necks at the amusement park. The live stream ended with Top 5 cutting off his ankle bracelet, which was quickly refuted by Toronto police, saying he no longer needed to wear the ankle bracelet. Shortly after the live stream, a shooting went down in Top 5's Lawrence Heights neighborhood that injured 5 people and killed 1.
The shooting happened around 8:30 Tuesday evening, and it was a warm night in Toronto with a lot of people still out and about. We are learning more details from Toronto police. They now confirm that 3 suspects wearing masks, they walked up to a group of people hanging out in the laneway behind me here and opened fire.
I'm angry. I've seen a lot of death. This is a lot of death. I'm tired of seeing people die.
Many residents speaking to City News did not want to be identified over fear for their safety. Witnesses tell me up to 25 shots were fired, and police are now searching for 3 suspects who ambushed a group of people hanging out in this complex alleyway on Varna Drive.
The suspects are described at this time as male with a slim to average build, wearing dark clothing, and they had their faces covered. All 3 of them were armed.
Video shared with us captured moments of chaos and the massive police response as 6 people ranging in age from 17 to 31 years old were suffering from gunshot wounds. According to the Toronto Police Association, 1 officer even drove an ambulance to hospital so paramedics could continue treating one of the victims.
The person killed was a childhood friend of Top 5 by the name of Yahya Ahmed Muhammad, aka Drive-By King. The name Drive-By King was given to him after his legs were paralyzed by a shooting, leaving him bound to a wheelchair. Top 5 had recently broken ties with his BFR homies and were now in a serious back and forth that was evolving through insanely disrespectful social media posts. The passing of BDK started a wave of hate from Top 5's ops like K-Money's MG4L crew and the BFR camp. Certi2x took no time to join into the trolling, making multiple social media posts, including one of him driving with a wheelchair cutout. He eventually made his way back to his hometown of Surrey, BC, where he was able to rent a $2.9 million home through a silent realtor. The realtor convinced the homeowner to rent the house to Certi2x and his family for an additional $10,000, which was paid half cash and half digitally. The homeowner reluctantly took the offer, but Certi2x ended up moving into the home alone. He somehow managed to record some music, including the song Again, with new generation BFR rapper Baby 2, who is currently on the run for the murder of a Durham Region casino security guard. Things seem to be going well for Certi2x as he was able to bring in 2026 New Year's in Canada in a $3 million home and out of prison. But the get back is always waiting.
A major fire in Surrey's Panorama Ridge neighborhood has turned deadly, and foul play is suspected, with homicide investigators now taking over the case. The fire started at around 7 a.m. Monday morning at a large home on 56th Avenue near 128th Street. When firefighters arrived, it was already fully engulfed.
Surrey Fire Service members did go into the house as they were trying to extinguish it and search for any victims, and they did find the body of a deceased adult male inside.
That search called off shortly thereafter as the mansion's roof collapsed.
Certi2x was killed in a suspicious house fire January 12, 2026. What's even more suspicious is the cause of death, as the police were reluctant to release the details until good old social media forced their hand. A photo of Certi2x with blood on the side of his face and a bonnet on his head started circulating online, leading keyboard and homicide investigators to deem Certi2x killing as a shooting before the home was set on fire. To add insult to injury, it's rumored that the body was urinated on after he was shot and killed, then the house was set on fire. The get back was real, and his ops really wanted to set an example. Immediately, social media was on fire, with the Torontology Reddit posting some of the most hateful posts I've ever seen after a rapper's passing.
Yo, look at this tribute. Silver wings and all that?
Man really thought legend status came with extra lives.
He was talking tough on live last week. Now it's...
His Rexdale ops celebrated. Some of his ops popped bottles and made a cake in his honor. He also received love, though, from his BFR family and the Brothers Keepers, with multiple posts on social media commemorating their fallen brethren. But on social media now, the growing sentiment is, where's the get back? The vicious cycle that Certi2x was caught up in, that took his own life, and now people are calling for more lives to be taken to get back for Lil Man.
We love hip hop.